What's up, people? Welcome back to Inside Startup Money with Chris. I am your host. Super excited to talk VC news this week. Now, what do Databricks, robot brains, and nuclear reactors all have in common? They all raised massive funding rounds this week as VC doubles down on AI infrastructure and the demand it creates. Before we get into it, make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe, follow the channel. It's free. It costs you nothing. Let's get active. Now, first of all, we got to start off with Databricks. If you don't know, for some reason, if you got your head in the sand, Databricks is a San Francisco data analytics powerhouse. They just raised $1 billion. Yes, $1 billion, led by Thrive Capital and Insight Partners. They are absolutely killing it right now. Their total funding has reached around 20 billion. It's one of the most funded private companies ever. And people are talking a lot about this company going public and when they'll do it and all of that stuff, but they're not rushing to the IPO based on my research and what I have learned. So I don't think it's much to really focus on there, but it's a possibility for sure. And this just kind of shows that the VCs are backing the companies that are, the gold rush analogy, picks and shovels, right? This is one of the picks and shovel companies of this movement, so to speak. And I think it's key for you to understand this as a founder, because these are the companies that are getting funding right now. I'll talk about the companies that aren't getting funding, but this is really big. Look at this. Key insight: while Databricks commands 50% of valuation premium, it's growing 92% faster than Snowflake. That's insane. 92%? That's clearly ridiculously. They have a massive gap on these guys. When you adjust for growth rates, Databricks annually appears 19% cheaper on a growth adjusted basis. So huge, huge. Now let's move on to this other company. This is one I was excited to talk about. FieldAI. This is a company in Irvine that is actually building the robots. All right. So they're building some of the universal robot brains. They backed by Coastal Ventures, Nvidia Ventures, I think Jeff Bezos. They just hit a $2 billion valuation, right? And they're focusing on the autonomous robots. That's their whole focus. They already deployed in Japan, Europe, some US construction sites. That's where I think the robots are going to be used first. Everybody always thinks we're going to have robots in our house bringing us something to drink and all of that. I don't really think of that. I think the robots are first going to be in like the workforce in certain areas and in companies and stuff like that, because that's where they will be like super, super useful. So this is something that I think some people are like terrified of, which I understand. I can understand it. They raised $405 million in 2 consecutive funding rounds. $405 million. So I don't think they'll be squeezed for cash at all. They have enough resources to pretty much do everything that it is that they need to do. So this is huge. This is just another example of where the funding is going in this AI space. The companies that are bringing real value, they're the ones that are getting the funding right now. So let's move on to healthcare. Let me see. Kriya raises 313 million. I don't know why it is 3.3, but 313 million. This is for gene therapy. This is a really interesting one. North Carolina company. They had 2 large undisclosed investors. It's a little weird to me, but okay. Their total funding now is almost at $1 billion. They're $830 million. So they have a ton of resources. What's interesting is they're North Carolina based gene therapy maker, right? And gene therapy maker is just an interesting field. It's an interesting market, right? Kriya is advancing a pipeline of single-dose gene therapies for a variety of chronic conditions. Its most advanced asset is Kriya 825, which has cleared IND enabling studies and is poised to enter clinical testing for geographic atrophy. The asset expresses a protein that disrupts the complement cascade, which have been implicated in the development and progression of GA. See, and I know it seems like I can't read, but I'm thinking about it as I'm reading it. This is something in the healthcare space that I think it could be huge. Like I think this could be huge and really help a lot of people to be really impactful. So I'm excited to see what they do with this one. I'll make sure I keep following this one on the channel. Next is Twin Health. Is this the one with the mattresses with the beds? Let me see. Okay, so this is a metabolic health company, raised $950 million or $950 million valuation. Excuse me. I want to be clear. They raised 53 million led by Maj Invest of Denmark, marking a major milestone in the company's mission to transform metabolic health management through artificial intelligence. Again, I think AI being used in the health space is going to be truly revolutionary. Like I think we're going to have a lot more people living longer because of what AI can do in the health world, right? Before we just depended on doctors and stuff, but now we'll have AI to really help out those doctors, which could be just absolutely massive. One key thing here that I learned about this company is they use continuous monitoring to create personalized treatment plans for diabetes. That's huge. I only wonder about the cost, right? So like, how is this? They're getting funding and all that, raising money, but I wonder how this will impact the end customer. That should be very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. So yeah, healthcare is up. They're killing it over there. They're getting a lot of that revenue. Let's talk energy. Let me see. Let's talk energy. Allo closes $100 million Series B. All right. So I think they're in Austin, Texas. They're a startup building micro reactors for data centers. If you don't know, data centers are just huge right now. Like it's a lot of controversy surrounding data centers in a lot of different ways. And I might make a whole nother video about that. But it's good to see some companies doing this part, the behind the scenes, to make data centers more, I guess, profitable and easier to run. That's going to be incredible. This raise was led by Valor Equity Partners. They're targeting to get down to 3 cents kilowatt an hour, right? So that's like huge. That will be huge in this specific space. They did a really good article. This is their own press release on their website. Really good. I'll put a link to it down in the description under that subscribe button. Make sure you follow the channel. So yeah, it's good to see the energy companies. They are hard to get into it as well. This one was interesting. General Fusion gets a $22 million lifeline. This is a Canadian fusion startup. They raised after the CEO had a funding appeal, like he wrote like a letter, which is really interesting. They did have to lay off a ton of employees as well, which is like, you never want to hear that. You don't want to hear people losing their jobs and stuff. So though the company described the round as oversubscribed, the $22 million falls short of the $125 million that the company is reportedly seeking. So yeah, they went out and asked for 125 and they only got 22, which is obviously not enough compared to what it is that they say they want. But hopefully they can do something with this. They could probably make something shake, right? Their total funding raised now is at $366 million since 2002, right? This kind of shows the long road of the fusion path, right? Like it's not like a 1 or 2, even 5-year thing. It's like a 50-year bet. So any VC that gets into this space is like playing the long game, like a generational game. So they got to take it real serious in this space. So the energy space is very interesting as well. Now let's talk about some vertical AI success stories. EliseAI raises $250 million and they doubled the valuation of $2.2 billion. This was a Series E. And honestly, it's funny because doing this research, I was like, Series E, I don't really see too many Series E's like that. Like it's very rare to see, but it makes sense, right? They crossed $100 million ARR. They're planning to double their team from 300 to 600 employees, which would be huge. I mean, just think about that. That's a massive, massive team. This is just showing like the power of industry specific AI solutions. This tool is specifically addressing operational inefficiencies in multifamily real estate by automating leasing, maintenance requests, and resident communications through AI powered conversations across email, text messages, web chat, voice channels. I've already run into some of this when I was like looking for a new apartment and all of that, where you would literally be on a phone and you think you're talking to a person and it's a machine, but you can't even tell. Like it's that good. So if that's being pushed out to more people, it's it's going to change a lot, man. Because I was shocked when I realized I was talking to a machine and it wasn't a person. So yeah, that'll be interesting. This is a company. This one here. This one's kind of funny. 8 Sleep lands 100 million in fresh funding to help you get a better night's rest. This is a hilarious company, in my opinion. Just my uneducated, my learning opinion. New York sleep fitness company led by Hong Shen, formerly Sequoia China. Now, this product, they started out selling a smart mattress or a pod that uses embedded sensors to collect data and study trends about how people sleep. One could say the company was ahead of its time in 2018. It launched an AI-powered sleep coach that tells users things like last night you slept 40 minutes, less than your average this month, or this week your REM sleep is lower than average. Try going to bed 30 minutes earlier. And like when you hear that, it's like this product is for a specific type of person, right? Like it's not for the everyday person who's just living a regular life. This is for a very specific type of person right here, man. Like most people are not trying to hear that. Like, but they they're approaching $1 billion unicorn valuation. So who am I? I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, I don't know what I'm talking about. I think this could be one of those companies as part of this bubble, this AI bubble we're talking about, because like the idea of me having to use a bunch of things in my mattress or under my bed or whatever, and then look at this app and this AI thing tells me how good I slept. Like, I don't know. I don't know. We've slept as humans for centuries and been perfectly fine. Do I want to optimize my life? Yes. Do I want to optimize every aspect, even like sleep? No. Like I'm not even wearing my Apple Watch to sleep. Even that's too much for me. I don't need anything else. I just want to sleep peacefully. Like that's it. So yeah, they got $1 billion. They got almost at $1 billion. So the 100 million is gonna get them there. Some of the other trends, and I think this is really, really key. Infrastructure over applications. These VCs are putting money into the layers, the foundational companies, not into just apps. So if you have an app right now as a founder and it's just an AI tool, you added AI into it, that's probably not going to be the room shaker. You know, it's okay, but is it going to be the game changer? Probably not. The vertical AI dominance is important too. Understanding that if you make a AI specific tool for a specific market, I think you'll kill it there. Like we see it in healthcare now, we see it in the real estate area. If you can get real specific, and I think fitness is one that's going to be up next, you'll kill it. I'm seeing a lot of apps right now where people have like these AI coaches and stuff, but none of them have been good. I've tried like 10 now. None of them have been good enough to where I'm like, oh, this is like an absolute game changer. But I think we'll see some of those very soon. Nuclear and energy is finally getting some VC stuff because of the AI movements, I think, in my opinion. Geographically, US and China markets are raising a lot more money. I think VC is putting a lot more money into a lot of different places. So will Databricks go public? I don't know. I'm not sure yet. I don't see why they would. If they keep raising at this rate and they're private, what would you go public? For what? I don't think they need to. Which foundational players will emerge? This infrastructure consolidation thing is huge. It's huge. I think every industry starts off like this where there are a bunch of players and then some people get bought out here and there. It'll be interesting to see over the next year or two who gets bought out, who kind of loses in that race. This is a good question. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Is energy startup valuations, right? Is nuclear the new solar for VCs? That's interesting because there was a point in time where solar was like everywhere and they were putting a ton of money into all of these companies. But nuclear might be the next thing for them. It might be the next focus because they're raising a ton of cash right now. And then what vertical AI tools are we going to see next? Like what industries? Like I just said, I think it's fitness. In my opinion, fitness is going to be the one. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. Shout out to you guys for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of the community. Make sure you join the newsletter. It's linked down in the description box down below. If you got any comments or questions, leave it in the comments, man. I engage with everybody. I respond to everything. I'm Chris, and I will see you next time.